Hello everyone, this is Peppermint. It is the beginning of August 2022 and I am wondering, how has everyone's summer been? Have you been doing a lot of water activities where there might be some fish, ocean, the lake, sailing, boating, skiing? Anything? Have you just been laying by the pool and soaking up some sun rays? Water slide? A lot of these activities during the summer pertain to water. So I thought that I would show you how I made this pony bead peyote fish. It's really simple, so let's get started. When you're first starting out making these fish, it's probably going to be easiest to choose two colors. And notice how I have one color going straight through the middle with an eyeball. And then the other color is around it on both sides of the fish. That is the easiest way to learn how to do this fish. And then after you've learned how to do it that way, you can experiment doing different color schemes. I have this large spool of stretchy cord. I got it out of the craft department at Walmart, and I believe the brand is called Go Create. But you can use any type of cord that would work with this. Fishing line would work as well. And I am pulling off about 3 feet of this cord, and I am cutting it loose. I'm going to make this fish these two colors, and this is the center of the fish, and this is what we are going to string first. So I have both ends of the string, and I am going to put an orange bead on both ends of the string. Now I am pushing the two beads towards the center of the string. And next I'm going to take the one bead, which is the fish's eyeball, and I am going to put this one bead on both strings. So both strings will go through this one bead. And you should have that. Now I have both ends of my string again, and this time I'm going to put an orange bead on each end of the string. Now I have one bead, and both strands of the string will go through that one bead. And so from here on now, I'm going to speed up the video so you can see how the center is put together. And this is what you should have so far. So make sure that what you have looks like this. And now what I like to do is I like to tie a knot at the end of this part so that the beads do not slip and slide around. And now I'm going to put on one more orange bead on both strands of the string. And I'm pulling each strand apart like that so that the bead will be snug up against the others. And that is all of the orange beads that we will be using. From here on out, all of the beads that we use will be blue. So here I am stringing one blue pony bead on one of the strands. And now I'm taking that same strand and I am going through that orange pony bead on the same side. Now the string is set up so that you can put another blue bead on and go through the next orange bead. So all the way down is going to be string a blue bead, go through an orange bead, string a blue bead, go through an orange bead, all the way down. This next bead, which will be on the very tip, is actually the lips of the fish. And so you're just going to string that one bead and just let it rest on the end. You might want to keep it laying down so that it doesn't fall off. Now we're going to go back to the other end and we're going to string a blue bead on the other strand. And then we are going to go through that orange bead. And the thing about this project is it's symmetrical. So you do the same thing on each side. So now that we have traveled down both sides of the project, the string is coming out of the orange bead, and now the string will go through the blue bead on the tip that represents the fish's lips. And then I'm going to separate the strands again, and this time the strand will go through the orange bead and the blue bead, both beads. And then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. We're going to go through the orange bead and then the blue bead with the opposite strand. And this is where I like to pull it a little bit snug, and also you'll need to kind of place the bead on the end that represents the lips so that it looks right. And that's what it should look like once you've straightened it up. Now the strand is coming out of a blue bead. Now I'm going to string a blue bead and go through the next blue bead, and I will do that 3 times. There's number 1, There's number 2. And there is the 3rd bead. Now this is where you will go through the orange bead, because as you can see, this is where the fish's body ends and the tail begins. So I'm going to go through the orange bead and then through the next blue bead. Next, I will string a blue bead and go through the next blue bead, which is the end. Flipping it over. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on the other side. I'm going to string a blue bead 3 times, and then I'm going to go through the orange and the blue bead, string another bead, and go through the last bead. Okay, now I'm going to string a blue bead, and then I'm going to go back in the opposite direction on the same side, going through the next blue bead. And that kind of makes that bead on the end kind of hang over to the side. And as you can see, this side of the tail is complete. So now I'm going to go through the next blue bead, the orange bead, and then the next 2 blue beads. And here is where I will string a blue bead and go through the next blue bead. And I will do that twice. There's number 1. And there is number 2. And now the strand is going to go through the next 2 beads, the blue bead and then the orange bead. And then I'm just going to let the strand rest for a while. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm going to string a blue bead and go through the blue bead. And then I'm going to go through the next blue bead, orange bead, blue bead, blue bead. And here is where I'm going to string a blue bead and go through the next blue bead that's sticking out. And I'll do that twice. Then I will go through the next blue bead and then the orange bead. And this is what you should have so far. This is where I will tie the 2 strands together. And then I'm going to string both strands through the blue bead that represent the lips. And both strands will be coming out the lips. And this is where you can tie your fish onto a keychain, an ornament hook. You can put it on your pocketbook, your book bag, your kid's book bag, whatever you want to do with this fish. What would you do with this fish? Leave a comment. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you gave me a big old thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you around the corner. Bye-bye.